Hey everybody.
Aw, that was cute.
Welcome to our Tuesday night live. I hope did you guys like that introduction? I threw that together. I was trying to do something different, playing with these things. They've got an outro too, and I'll get a good outgoing video at some point. Let's see who we got in here. We got Terminator from the Great White North. We got Tamara from the great state of Texas. Gregory Kissel made it here on time. Lynn Huffman from that blue state of Iowa.
Don't know for how much longer.
Yeah, I don't believe those numbers. Hey, I hope everybody has had a great week. We've done a lot around here this week. Getting ready for the thing. It's SOE
party.
You've been doing a lot of stuff.
A lot of cooking. A lot of cooking. A lot of
a
lot of cooking.
So
dying.
The cool thing, she broke out that VacMaster that she got when we were in Kentucky.
Oh.
And she's been using that. And should we do a video on that at some point?
Yes, we're gonna need to do a video. So right now what I'm doing, I'm going through, because it's a learning curve, right? So I'm going through, I'm learning it, doing all of that. Like the soup today, it worked, but it took me a bit to really just kind of work it and see how it works, what was bad, what did I need to do different, and that kind of thing. But I got it. And so I wish there were more videos on the VacMaster. There aren't. So I think that's where we're going to go.
And for those of you who don't know, the VacMaster is a chamber vacuum sealer. So if you've got one of the food savers, that one, the bag lays on the counter and it sucks it out. The VacMaster's got a chamber that you stick it in, and it does a much better job of pulling all the air out.
HG.
What's he say?
I'm glad you haven't burned anything down, and congratulations. Awesome.
Haven't burned any. What did you burn down?
It's HG. You never know. He hasn't burned anything yet.
Yep.
First night on the off-grid property, and he hasn't burned anything down.
Hogs 14, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, we'll have to do it now. Admittedly, this is a very expensive piece of equipment, and it's not something that everybody can get their hands on. But if you have a chance, I highly recommend it if you're vacuum sealing. We were able to get a lot.
I went through that lamb like nobody's business.
We got all the meat from both the lambs vacuum sealed and put in the freezer, and it's nice. There's still a lot of room in there, but I don't want to pack. Before we had it packed way too tight as far as I was concerned. Hey, Starla.
Is there such thing as packing a freezer too tight? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it loses its efficiency. Haven't cut a finger off or power lines down, dropping trees. That's always a big plus. That's always a big plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's been raining
a lot.
Like we've gotten 4 inches in the last.
No, it's been more than that, because it was 2 last night, and then the rain gauge, I need to go dump it, but it's usually raining, so I don't want to go dump it.
Mm-hmm.
It's overflowing now, so I can't measure anything coming through.
Well, on Saturday morning, I went out and it was raining, and I connected up to 2 more of the rain catchment things. I did not finish them. They are not done.
They're full, though.
But they are functioning, and they are full. And I found out when I was working on them, the one by the chicken coop had vinegar in it, and it was not washed out.
Uh-oh.
So I've got to let it fill up all the way,
drain it,
and then drain it, and then
start all over.
Yep. Did Kentucky go?
KY must be in here. Hey, KY.
There he is. There he is.
What's up?
Missed you at KSL.
Hey, KY. What's the channel Nick Friatas's daughter? He might like that. Is that a channel, or that was just on?
No, that was just on Nick's channel. Nick Friatas, they're doing the election thing tonight, and he's got his daughters on there, and his son was in chat.
Oh, okay.
Which was cool. We were just talking about it. It's neat that their kids are involved in that and trying to perpetuate the conservative values and stuff.
Get any bad storms or just rain? A mixture of both. And right now we're just rain.
We
had some high winds.
Yeah, it wasn't really bad here.
I think that for Well, there were tornado warnings and that kind of thing. We
Were there?
didn't get any. Yeah, we didn't get any. For us immediately, we had a tornado watch, but I mean that's relative. But then, there was a possum nightmare on the road today.
No. If we're going to talk about possums.
No, we don't need to discuss that. I discussed it last night.
I woke up. Well, there were a lot of people that weren't in here last. So I woke up. I woke up to on was it Saturday morning?
Yeah.
I woke up Saturday morning and the front deck looked like there had been a murder that was committed on there. There was literally
blood. Started it.
There was literally blood all over the place. Turns out Fancy had gotten a possum, and we've been having a problem with possums coming up to the house.
Yes.
Because the dogs leave food all over the place and all that stuff. And so, did Skeins come here? Skeins is part of the problem on this one. She's part of the conversation on this story. So I wake up. Skeins goes, "Hey, Angela killed a possum." I go out there, and it looked like a murder scene.
The body was not there,
and I was like,
"We hid the body well."
No, you didn't. She threw it by the mailbox. I had to throw it.
Oh, I told her not to.
I had to throw it out on the other side of the ditch this morning because it was laying right next to the mailbox. So anyway, I'm like, hey, I am not cleaning up. You clean that up. You're the one that smashed this poor possum's head in with a log like a serial killer.
And I knew rain was coming in. I'm like, I'll clean it up. He's what he said was, "Are you going to clean up that crime scene?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'll do it. I'll get it done."
So it rained. It rained. And I wake up Sunday morning and I go out there and the rain had washed all the blood off the deck, but there was a little outline of a possum body on our deck.
Hey, if there was caution tape, we totally like crime scene investigation tape. We were totally going to do it, but we don't have any. I have evidence bags, but I don't know where they are.
No,
that would have been fun.
No, we got rid of those. It was dark, she says. Skeins is part of the problem. Nah, never.
We enjoy
playing. Skeins came up and was trying to work on the new on getting stuff moved up here, and it was good. It's always fun having her visit. We're gonna miss her when she moves up here because she's gonna be spending all her time.
She's gonna be so busy she'll never have time to come see us.
She won't come see us.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used some freezer tape, and it's still on the deck.
Yeah.
The dogs.
Now it's getting creepy because the head outline is like moved, and
you probably ought to clean it up along with the comfrey that's on
the comfrey's got to wait. I got to get that dried out again, or move it to the greenhouse.
Hey, Rabbit. Hey, I got your email. I did not forward it though. I did not forward it to.
You got to get that forward.
I know.
Yeah.
I was busy today.
Tomorrow. So if you guys don't know, Rabbit Coyote, he's always a gentleman, and he buys all the ladies free drinks when we're over on Girls Night Live, Ladies Night Live. We do that Monday and Thursdays. And last night we were playing WROL, and when we play that, JD has given us permission to go ahead and give a couple decks away. I've kept track because he gave us like 5 decks to give away. So Ashley and I are trying to be responsible and make sure that we're only staying at the 5. So there's one more deck.
We'll rescue one. So I'll send both of them.
Okay. And then if he gives us permission, we'll go ahead and do more.
So Leonard says opossums are generally harmless. Why kill it? Did the dogs get it? Okay. So
the dogs got it.
Yes, the dog got it. And
no, all 3 of them. I put Freya and Dolly.
No, the dog got it. Fancy got it. Here's the rule around here. Here's the rule. We do not kill animals for being animals. It's when they start getting into the chicken coops and eating stuff out of the garden and
they become a problem.
And coming up on the deck where they're interacting with our animals. That's when they become a problem, and that's when we have to dispatch them.
Well, and now we're also coming into an issue like when I say nightmare on the road today. I don't know what happened. I think the rain is flushing them all out.
Yeah, they're all moving.
And so they're moving. There is a dead possum. I mean, you go every 20, 25 feet, there's a dead possum somewhere because they're getting hit by cars. I even saw them on the highway today.
Yeah.
I was like, holy smoke.
Them and armadillos.
I haven't seen any armadillos, though.
Rose popped in. Hey, Rose. How you doing?
Hey, baby. So, Rabbit, I want to know whose channel did you get blocked from? He said something about, well, now, at least I'm not blocked from your channel. So, yeah, so I'm curious. What did you do?
Skeins is apparently a possum whisperer because she says they're migratory.
Well, don't bring any more up here, girl. We're going to have to banish you.
Oh, Tamara's got a... Okay, Tamara.
She's got what?
She's got a dog that's killing chickens.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you got to take the neck. First of all, beat the dog with the chicken. Then take the neck and the head and then tie it to their collar and make them wear it for a few days. They'll stop.
Yep. Got to be mean. Got to be mean with those dogs sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, bunch of channels. Oh my god. Rowdiness.
This time change has really thrown me for a loop. Right? You realize we got another month and a half before the days start getting longer again. Yeah. And the sun was setting at 4:45 here tonight. Yeah. And I think it was completely down by what, 5:30?
No, 6 or so. No. But yeah, see what Gregory says. Yes, and I agree with this too, because Skeins even asked, she's like, well, do we let it go to waste? And I said, yes, you let it go to waste. I don't want my dogs eating that. It's been too warm. There's no way. And no. So yeah, no, possums are finicky little creatures. They're filthy.
Yep.
And so are the what'd you call
armadillos?
Armadillos.
The lambs. We talked about the lambs earlier. I spent 5 hours, 6 hours this week or Saturday, finally butchering out that second lamb. Got much better at it. The cuts of meat looked much better.
Way better.
And I'm
going to have to go through and pick because I've got to send All American and his lovely bride some lamb. So I'm going to do that. I meant to do that today and I forgot.
But you got to practice. And the thing I figured out is the meat, when you're butchering it out, you need to freeze it and let it thaw out to a point where it's still hard so you can get good cuts on it.
Mm-hmm.
I did some lamb chops off that first lamb that were bad. And that's an understatement.
They're not bad.
No, they were bad.
They're not pretty.
They were bad.
He's like, what do you want ground? How do you want this? You want chops? You want lollipops? What do you want? And I was like, not too terribly impressed with what you did last time. So you just do you, get it done, figure it out. This way he can practice. And
the second batch looked really good.
Yes, it did. No, you did a great job. Yeah.
But we ended up with about 20 lamb chops. We ended up with over 25 pounds of ground. We've got 5 or 6 really good sized roasts. We're going to go through that, and then it'll be time to butcher another one. I still got to get some of those younger lambs up on.
I think we just take them to a sale barn. So
but that's during the week, and I don't have the time to take.
No, I can take, if you'll hook everything up, I can take them, but they need to go to Leavenworth, so because that's the KC market.
Being the neighbor dog has something cornered in a tiny culvert, we'll probably have to go out again before bedtime.
Yeah, probably a possum, because I know you guys have had rain too. So raccoon or possum. That's my bet.
Yeah, Skane says it's humid down in Louisiana. It's actually chilly tonight. If she wasn't cooking tonight, I'd probably start a fire tonight.
Oh, you can still start a fire.
No, I don't want to.
I have no meat left on my bones, and I'm cold.
Oh my God, you got meat.
I've got no more cooking to do.
But no, not tonight. We'll talk about it. What else is going on around here? We had a meeting.
Yeah, that was interesting.
We had a community meeting Saturday night.
Yeah.
If you go over to Tag's channel, he posted a short of it, and he says a community election meeting. It was actually, we did talk about the elections at the end of the meeting for about 10 minutes, but the meeting was actually about a communications plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave a presentation on it, and then Hacks did some practical presentations showing people.
You programmed some radios.
Things that we could do. I programmed some radios. We talked about going forward as a community and creating a communications plan. So in case there's, just a communications plan, period. So we could talk in good times and bad times. Talking about the primary means that we use and the secondary and the alternative and stuff. I thought it was a pretty good evening.
Yeah.
There were a lot of good questions.
Yeah.
I tried to be as thorough as I could do.
I made some goodies. And
Yeah.
so made some goodies, came home with nothing,
Mm.
which is good.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, I wanted a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, he came up later and like they've all been claimed.
She had given them all away.
No, like literally everybody was like, I want one, I want one. And
much like my tamales at SOE, she was giving them away.
I don't know what to tell you. What you should have done is got your cinnamon roll and been eating it while you were doing the class, or put it to the side.
So here's what I'm going to do. The presentation that I gave, I've got an electronic version of it. I'm going to get it up on Google Docs. I still haven't got that on Discord because I can't install Discord at work anymore.
Right.
They banned it.
Right.
They blocked it for some reason. So I got to reinstall Discord here and get it going here.
Huh.
That's a security thing. But I will get that up on Discord, and I also made a family communications inventory sheet, which is really important to do at the beginning of the process of creating a communications plan, because it identifies all the holes that you've got. Let's see here. Skane said the cookies went fast, but so I will get that up there. I'll post them in the community post. Post the links there, and so you guys can download it. You can read it, and you can do a communications inventory. Figure out what you need to work on.
You see what HG said?
Started playing with
Meshtastic.
So Meshtastic, have a couple of nodes, but no one else in the area. My concern is they're so low power that it would be easy to overpower them.
Yeah.
Scramble and block if possible.
Yeah.
Well, HG, any commercial scanner that any commercial jammer that you get is going to overpower it. If it can overpower a cell phone, it's going to overpower that mesh network. And here's what I told everybody in the meeting. Because there's concerns about getting your ham license and being on a list, blah blah blah. If we get to the point where they are jamming cell phone signals and they are jamming ham radio signals, we got bigger problems. Yeah. We at that point we should probably not be using ham radio and mesh networks.
That'd be the time to pick up your
QQs. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean that's and go get the Sigmark radio from the National Guard, local National Guard Armory. We talked about probabilities and possibilities, right? What's possible and what's probable are two separate things, and we need to plan. We need to plan accordingly, right? We don't want to. It's one of the things about doomsday preppers that used to just really irritate me, because they pick these people that are picking the most implausible scenario to be worried about. And I understand it was about ratings. I understand that. But they painted this picture of preppers like they were all crazy and looking for the worst scenario. No, we're not. The mesh networks, if the power goes down, you can still use it because you're not dependent on the cell tower. You're using an alternative method of transmission. So it's a give and take, and if you take care of the small stuff, when the big stuff happens, it's not big stuff.
The Achilles heel. Yeah.
Yep. I only say that as some new to the game may think that an almost perfect and inexpensive option, but everything. Oh yes, there is no perfect solution. Because look, here's what I tell everybody. So I'm an IT guy. I'm IT security certified. I've done it for a long time, and I know just a little bit about it. And it's the communications is the exact same thing as hacking, right? You cannot guarantee your privacy if the United States government decides it's going to go after you. You can't, not unless you go completely black and use nothing. They will intercept your communications because they've got the money and they've got the power and they got the time. And it's the same thing with communications, right? So you got to just figure out what you're willing to do,
Yeah. So what Rabbit's talking about kind of reminds me a little bit. I saw an article yesterday and was looking at it. There's a couple. They're in California, And so they literally started a business and call it dumb phones.
Mhm.
So everybody's going back to the dumb phone. I was kind of impressed by this. And so they're like 30 something or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know exactly how old they are. I'm going to say between the 20s and 30s. So they noticed they were spending too much time in their smartphones. So they started a company and now they sell dumb phones. And now they're making national news because they're starting to make bank. People realize the smartphones are awful and they're going back to dumb phones.
Listen, if I did
Old
not
style flip phone.
if I did not need it for my job, I would probably do that. I spend way too much time doom scrolling on that stupid thing.
Yeah.
And it's a time sink. It's good for looking stuff up and finding out what's going on. But I agree. In fact, how long did I have that flip phone? I
For a long
I
time.
used a flip phone until 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
Well after iPhone
Yeah.
and the Androids came out.
Yeah, well, she was asked a question. She's like, what made you do this? And, what even got you thinking about it? And what's the best part of it? And the answer was pretty much across the board the same. And she said, I was tired of not getting any sleep. Because literally she was constantly on her phone.
Yeah,
And the husband was doing the same thing.
I don't have that problem.
No, well, you kind of sort of do in a way because you do it on the computer. So you wake up, you're on the computer. You go to bed, you're on the computer. Screen time is not good for people.
The computer's not making me lose sleep, though. I'm losing sleep because I'm old.
Well, and you can't get comfy and that kind of thing. I get
HG, I was with MGM for a while, too, about 20. Yeah.
M&M.
It was M&M?
Yeah.
No, I don't have my glasses on.
And you can't wear mine. So he borrows my glasses. And so I went in, saw the eye doctor today. The doctor actually happened to be in. I was expecting it to be somebody else. And he came straight up to me and he goes, hey, what can I do for you? What's going on? And I said, my glasses are like a mess. And I said, I need help. So I handed my glasses and he goes, man, and he's looking at him. He goes, those are really loose. So he's like, give me time in the lab. Let me go to the lab. I'll check it out. So he goes to the lab and he comes back and he's like, one more. He said, just one more person. If they try to tighten those screws on the bridge, he said, they're going to strip out. I'm done. So it's time for Mama to get new glasses. Mama would rather have new shoes, but
you're just going to get new frames. Well, and I'd rather have.
Well, that's what we're going to try to do is just go get the new frames and have, because the prescription works fine.
I would rather have a fixed lawnmower, but as of today, it looks like that's not going to happen.
We don't know. I think you need to stay positive because you don't know what December 7th is going to bring. You just don't know. Yeah.
I was eating lunch today and my crown disintegrated. I was eating some freeze-dried corn and rice and chicken. And you know how corn is when you cook it, you get that one really odd kernel that gets hard whenever you cook it. Well, I've been into one of those and it was right on top of my.
Wait, that was already cooked, so I don't understand why. How did that happen?
Because when you cook corn, sometimes.
Are you sure you didn't hit the rice?
No, it was a kernel of corn.
Okay.
But it disintegrated. There wasn't even any pieces left.
Mm.
Well, and it was a temporary.
Oh, rabbit! Look at that. Yeah, too much pro-Trump.
It was a temporary crown that I've been tempering on for the last 6-7 months. Gregory says he has old Motorola digital. Oh my gosh, bag phone. Do they still work on the cell systems today? Probably not.
No, are you sure about that? You don't think so? If the battery was right?
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say the only way to find out is take it out and see if you can get a cell. Because you can, even though you're not on the network, you can still tell if you're getting bars.
Oh, really? I don't remember that because we had one of those. But I can't remember if I could see that. I think all I saw was power, maybe. I don't know. But,
oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what's been going on around here. Today's a big day. November 5th, 1605. Guy Fawkes. I did a short over on it.
But hang tight. because we all have to sleep tonight.
Guy
Remember
Fawkes
what
tried
happened last
blowing up
time?
Parliament. He got caught from an anonymous letter. Hopefully, everybody went out and did their civic duty today, because we've got the ability to change history.
I actually had somebody, it was a Walmart grader, because I had to go in and get my glasses tightened up, and they'll do it for free. And yes, I am cheap that way. And so went in there to do that. And the greeter, as I was leaving, he saw my I voted sticker, and because anyway, Randy was giving me a hard time. He's like, get your sticker. So I put my sticker on, and I had it. And so when I went and got my glasses tightened up, because guys, I just couldn't tolerate it anymore. It had to be done. And he said, thank you for voting. And I was like, well, thank you. Thank you. And so didn't ask me how I voted. Didn't tell me to, nothing in there, no nosiness. But thank you for participating in the vote.
So if you've got a voting story today, go ahead and as the characters in the chat allow, give us my voting story was.
Wait. Here's what I want to know, just so you guys have time. As you're standing in line in Pennsylvania, if you are standing in line and you are watching this right now, and I'm thinking, not that kind of Karen, there's a few people that I know. I would like to know if you are still standing in line. Whatever you do, do not leave the line. Food trucks, if you can help these people, pull up there, bring somebody with you and take orders. Just you go, the food truck, go down the line, take everybody's order, and then deliver it to them. Do not get out of line, period. But this is what I'm saying. This opportunity for food trucks. Look, capitalism. Let's do it. And so, but anybody from Pennsylvania, I'd like to know what y'all are going through. I've heard some stories coming out of Pennsylvania today, and not all good.
I went and voted this morning. And when I got there were about 30 people in the building, which is a lot. Half of them were probably workers.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, even with 10 to 15 people in there voting, that's still, for where we are, that's still quite a bit.
That's huge, yeah.
And except for one guy, I was the youngest person in that building.
Well, that's because the farmers have time to go.
Well, I was the youngest person.
Yeah.
Now I sat down and I filled out my paper. We do paper ballots here.
Yeah, you have the choice to do electronic, but we say no, we want paper.
As I was walking out, some younger gentlemen walked in with their, they were part of a family group, obviously. Some of them kind of had the tism going on. It was obvious, but they were doing their civic duty. Good.
Well, and that doesn't mean anything,
I'm just saying they were doing their civic duty, which is good for them.
Yeah.
Tamber was the 14th one to vote this morning. We're the people, and we were pissed off, Cat. And
you're lucky you were able to vote with that on.
Yeah.
So I had to be careful. I ran into Randy, and I had to be careful because I was like, dude, because as he's going, get your voting sticker. I didn't know who it was, and I turn around and I see Randy there, and I was like, huh. And I was like, we started talking, and like, yeah, I had to come and get all my write-ins in. And he kind of looked at me, he's like, how did that go? And I'm like, it went, they accepted my ballot. So there it is. And we started talking, and I said, I kind of like to know how the Tom Hoffman thing goes. And then,
so just so everybody knows, our plan as our family was to write somebody in for our county commissioner for this district. We are not happy with the one we've got, and so we wrote somebody in.
And so there were suggestions for others. I did not take those suggestions, except for one, because I knew this person wanted that position. You forgot about it. I should have reminded you.
Nobody told me about it.
I think we talked about it in August for the August election.
I slept and drank since
I know. I should have reminded you. Actually, I didn't know. So let me be honest. I didn't know it was going to be on the ballot. And then when I saw it, Cedar Valley was wide open for treasurer and trustee. And so it's like, oh, okay. So I just wrote her in because I knew she wanted it. And I couldn't remember. This is terrible. I couldn't remember which position she wanted. So I wrote her in both slots. And so we'll see how that goes.
Two hats?
No, I don't think she can. I think she has to pick one or the other. But,
So HG wants to know why Kansas is showing blue. So the problem, well, number one,
surprised HG is actually getting anything.
Number one, they're right now in Kansas, the polls have only been closed for 29 minutes now.
29 minutes, and
So
then they're counting early ballots.
They were doing early ballots, and they were looking at exit polls.
Yeah.
And early ballots tend to lean
blue.
more blue. Plus, you have to understand, we've got four places in the state that are really hardcore blue. We've got Johnson County, Missouri, or Johnson County, Kansas, which is part of the greater Kansas City metro area. We've got Lawrence, we've got Topeka, and we've got Wichita, and those are extremely blue. So the early reporting is always going to show that Kansas went Trump by like 19 points last time, and trust me, it did not flip. I think I've seen maybe 2 Harris signs. And they've all been.
Well, you're talking in our county,
where we are.
So in our county, yeah, but you see a lot in the city, a lot of Harris. But you're going to see that. They just want to live off everybody else. I said, don't look, Susie, but it was too late. He already dropped his ballots. What?
Oh, Zacky's making ice cream and chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Good deal. So Lynn wrote himself in for a uncontested Democrat position.
So my in-laws, so he's talking about that Biden switches. And so this was very interesting. And I only noticed it maybe the last 3 days or so. There's a new commercial that came out here in the local area that we are in Kansas, that is being aired from Topeka. And so I'm going to say Northeast Kansas. It's being aired everywhere. It's kind of where you get everything. So this commercial is being aired, and literally, I think they're messing with people. They know how Northeast Kansas is. And it literally says, you go in and vote. This year, it's being recorded. Your family and friends can look you up and know how you voted. Yes.
They can't know they know that you voted.
No, it literally says they're going to know how you voted.
Look, the shenanigans have been hard and strong. The difference between 2020 and 2024 is that people know they cheated.
Yep.
They know that the Marxists cheat. And so they're watching it. I made a comment in a video about a month ago that I was not happy, and I did not see anything that gave me any hope that the Republican Party had learned its lesson. I will stand in front of you right now and say that I was wrong. The past week or so, they've done a couple of things in Arizona. They did some stuff in Pennsylvania and Georgia that really I was impressed. They are actively getting in front of these issues so they don't happen again.
Right. And what does he say? Topeka in full what?
Topeka is full of libs, and so is Lawrence and Wichita.
Yeah. So is Topeka. And so, but yeah, so because they don't have to grow their food. We all grow their food and show up for farmers market.
So they're hopefully the amount of cheating that went on in 2020 doesn't happen this time. They got caught. They've been caught several times, and they've actually had rulings against them. So hopefully people's belief in the electoral system will be bolstered a little bit, because I don't know about you, after 2020, no faith. I got no faith at all whatsoever.
What was that? Do you do that and then I can't see it?
MSN just had an opinion article that said, I kid you not, 3 things black folks can do if Trump wins.
I don't even know what the acronyms, whatever that means.
Are you something?
Oh, gotcha. That won't happen. And in fact, it's kind of funny to me, everything that's come out and everything that I've been seeing, especially from MSN.
Kind of racist.
Hey, they had the female and the male black panel on there, and they all said they would not vote for Kamala. They were not happy with what Obama did. They were not happy with Kamala Harris and what she's done. And I think everybody is in the Everybody seems to be in the same spot. I'm not sure Kamala got this. I am I'm kind of with Tino. And
Obama.
so I'm going to say, you know, she couldn't get on her knees and do her job. And so that's the only way she promotes to different positions. This one, you can't sleep your way to the top.
This is what she's talking about. This is the very first political position that Kamala Harris has actually had to earn.
Right.
She has failed upwards up until this point, and hopefully
people are paying attention.
Hopefully this is the last position that she has.
Yep.
Speaking of Obama.
Yeah, so now Kansas is starting to turn pink. It will go to purple. If we go red, I'll be shocked. Usually we're purple.
Obama literally went to Chicago and told those field hands to stay on the plantation. He was. You guys ever see Django and the character that? Oh gosh, the guy that worked for Leonardo DiCaprio. What's his name?
Trying to remember the movie.
Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson's character. That was literally what he did in Chicago. I can't.
Lynn found the comment.
Oh,
yeah.
You saw that too. I can't find Lynn. I cannot find the video.
She couldn't find it.
If you can find a link to that video where just the clip of him saying that, put it in the chat because I want to play that. I saw the transcript of that and I was like, oh my God, that is so fun. And they don't even realize it.
No,
they don't even
They're
realize.
being so honest, and that's the way the devil works. They have to be honest. They're being so honest. Yeah, she's putting her head down and she's getting
to work like she always does.
So yeah,
it was business as usual at our polling place this afternoon. We were where we voted. All was good. We have about 25 minutes left. Yeah, it's.
Well, they're
you get it. They're same as us.
No, you're right, but they're north, different state, and so every state has their own. So our polls close at 7.
Yeah. But okay. I'm going to talk about something, and I'm going to say something right here, quick. If you are easily offended, put the volume on mute, and I will give you a thumbs up when I am done saying what I'm about to say. Okay? This will not get me banned on YouTube, but it's not very proper. It's not family friendly. Okay? Let's just put that the way. Okay, so you're warned. So put it on mute. I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to say what I got to say. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's been a lot of videos the past 24 hours of people who claim to be fathers getting out and getting in front of the camera and saying, I voted for Kamala Harris because I support abortion. It's important for my daughters, so it's important for me. And they're saying that. And then it's not, had it been like 1 or 2, I wouldn't say anything about it, but it's been a lot. I mean, like double digit. Okay. Here's my thoughts on this. If you're a father and you're voting for Kamala Harris so that your daughter can raw dog without any consequences.
Can what?
Raw dog.
I don't know what that is, but go ahead.
Have sex. Have sex without consequence.
Okay.
That's why I didn't want to say. If that's the reason why you voted for Kamala Harris, dude, you're not father of your material, and you're not virtuous. All right. So just these people, man, there are people out there willing to sacrifice their grandchildren on the altar of Baal to support what they believe in. Okay, I've said what I said. There's the big thumbs up. You guys, if you're on mute, come back in. Welcome back if you just came off of mute.
That's sick and disgusting. That
makes
me sick.
Well, and that's why I wanted to say something. These are the people that we're dealing. These are our fellow citizens, and these are the people that we're going to have to deal with when this is all over.
Yeah. So we also have to deal with this too. And you were telling me about this, and I guess I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I didn't even bother because I know what P. Diddy is about. but all of the singers and famous actors and all this, why don't you take it, because you can say it faster and better than me.
Well, I don't remember what I was watching, but they were talking about all the celebrities that had come out in like the last week supporting Kamala Harris. And while they were talking about them, they showed a picture with every single one of them in a picture with Sean Puffy Combs. And it's amazing. It's amazing. All these Hollywood stars are coming out supporting Kamala Harris, and they're all related. They're all connected to the P. Diddy freakouts. I wonder if there's any coincidence or connection there. You know, I wonder if it's just a coincidence or if there's actually a connection. So the Department of Justice has a list of everybody. They've got all the tapes of everybody that was in these things. I wonder if they're either trying to get out in front of a problem or somebody called them and said, hey, we need you to do something or else. KY,
I'm sure.
Good night, man.
I'm sure they're trying to get out in front of a problem. So, yeah.
Let's see here. Len says for a lot of them, nothing else matters. If they can kill their babies, they'll vote for whoever. Yeah, I saw a picture of a female standing in front of the blasted atomic ruins of a city, and the caption was, "At least I can have my abortion." And that's seriously that's exactly what.
You know what I don't
Leonard
understand is that, and Leonard has known us for a very long time. And so, we were stationed together in DC when we were out there, and we've been friends for a long time. And
hey, Bill,
what I don't understand, all these people come in and they talk about they're right, and they can do this and they can kill that. What about the moms out there that can't have, I was blessed that I wanted 2, but I really wanted 5. And you were on board with that. What about?
No, I wasn't. We could not afford.
We'd have figured it out, but
we could not afford.
The 5. Lord would have provided. And so, but what about the moms that can't have children? What about, the people that just, they're freaking out, trying to figure out, doing desperate things to have children. And, there's other alternatives. My opinion, truly what I believe, and I'm not pro-abortion. And so I don't know
anymore.
No, what are you talking about?
Well, there was a point in time.
There was a point in time when we first met. There was a point in time that I was crying a lot because somebody we knew used that as birth control and literally said I wasn't capable. And there were a few other people that we thought were friends that agreed with her.
Well, you weren't for unrestricted abortion.
No, I am. So I think, oh yeah. Well, okay. I see what you're saying. I think if a mother's life is in jeopardy and you're going to lose both the baby and the mom, there's a difference. That becomes not an abortion issue. That becomes a medical procedure. Right. And
well, let's be honest.
So I also think that a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old girl getting pregnant from sexual molestation, I think that there are other.
Okay. No.
That's a valid. See what I'm saying?
That's a valid argument.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Charlie Kirk. I watched a video of Charlie Kirk today, and he addressed this issue.
Mm-hmm.
If you put a picture of an ultrasound of a baby conceived out of love.
Mm-hmm.
And an ultrasound of a baby conceived out of,
they look the same,
something like that.
But don't you think there's heritage there, and there's DNA that comes in, and they can be just as evil as what created them?
That could happen. So. I know people that are good, upstanding people, and they got kids that are terrible kids.
I don't know. I think kids are kids.
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so there's my position, and yeah. I don't, I don't know. Okay, so let's do this. I don't believe that abortion should be used as birth control, and 9 times out of 10, it usually is.
Well, yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Above 90% of all abortions are abortions of convenience.
Yeah.
And that's. I mean, if we're gonna start taking care of the issue, we have to address that issue. Period.
Oh, or they're talking about the guy at the Capitol for the guy from Michigan. That was a total setup, but weird that he got caught. If that's what you're talking about.
He probably wasn't.
Hey, Zeg.
He probably wasn't too terribly bright.
Yeah, he was a Muslim. Not that makes you not bright, but he had a stance. He had a what do they call that? The letter that he had written and
Manifesto.
Manifesto. He was anti-government, anti-Israel.
Speaking of people that are terrible people, did you guys see? And I did not get the link for it. I apologize. Did you see the story that came out today of the guy that was the head debunker of the Pizzagate conspiracy theory?
Okay, keep going.
You guys remember Pizzagate, don't you? Where they were saying there's a pizza shop in DC and
there is
the Cosmic Pizza and all. So the guy that led the charge on debunking those just got charged with how do I say it without getting sideways with the algorithm?
I don't know because I don't know what you're talking about.
Child porn.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yes. Hey, Independent Manny. How you doing? Yeah, I was reading the article today. He got charged with that. Kind of
mind-boggling.
Kind of strange, isn't that?
Yeah.
Kind of strange that the dude that was leading the charge saying, no, this isn't happening, gets sideways on that. And
wait, was he saying no, it wasn't happening? I thought you said he revealed
it.
it.
No, he debunked it.
He was saying, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So maybe there's some shenanigans.
Yeah, adoption is always an option.
Yeah.
What's this? There's no
pedo ring here. It says the pedo, right?
Well, you gotta be
Lynn was in DC. We all know
you gotta be careful because YouTube doesn't look kindly on stuff like that being talked about.
Well, because they're part of the LGBTQ. They have a disease now. It's not, nothing we can punish them for. And how dare you? Did you see if you want to be a man, the only thing you have to do to be a man is eat, let me get this straight. You have to eat a steak and something else. But I didn't realize this. And this was the first time that I caught it. It was Matt Walsh. He was airing it. I didn't realize this, and he started airing it, and I'm listening to Camel Toe, and she's literally willing to spend our taxpayer dollars to give illegal immigrants and prisoners a sex change.
They already do.
That's what they deserve.
They already do.
And now you guys want to know why we're taxed too much. There you go.
So let's go back and talk about
Out of the Shadows documentary. I cannot no more.
Let's talk about something that we mentioned earlier. So the tags video, he entitled it as a community election meeting. The comments. So there were two comments in that I saw when I first went in there that I found very interesting. The first one was figuring out how to deal with crazy Trump supporters, ? Okay. Number two, the second one was, so they're telling people how to vote, which bothered me because I was in the picture.
Do you know I can't find the video? You're gonna have to look it up so that I can.
It was there this afternoon, but
it's not on mine. Yeah. Oh, I need to go to shorts.
It's a short.
Okay, gotcha.
It's a yeah. Anyway, I was the one standing up. He did it through the window, and I was the one standing up giving my presentation.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, I'm like, okay, I have to address this. So number one, and tell me what you guys think in the chat. Tell me what you think. If you support the Trump agenda, not Trump himself, but the agenda, does that make you a crazy Trump supporter?
No.
Well,
I'm also not garbage. So
that's what I asked. That's what I asked the guy.
Yeah.
The second one was, I was really curious about the telling what people to do. It was literally like a 15-second video. It's really quick. He did not extrapolate. He did not say anything on the video. I wanted to know if that was the first thought that ran through this guy's head, that we were telling people in our community how to vote.
Yeah.
And I really am genuinely curious about it. And if that was the case, I want to know why that's the first thing that popped into his head. All right. So
just starting trouble, maybe.
Well, but I want to know, and
I mean,
I understand they were probably
isn't Kamala and Biden? They're all telling people how to vote. What's the difference?
Well, and I'm kind of.
I mean, you weren't. You were teaching a communications class.
Well, even when we did talk about politics at the end of it. We only talked
was about that on the video?
No, we only talked about for 15 minutes.
So I don't even know where that comment came from.
Hey, there's somebody we haven't heard from in a while. Ghetto, how's it going, man?
Hey, Ghetto.
How's it going? Yes. How's the missus?
So where'd that comment come from? If that's all you saw was you teaching a class on communications.
Because of the title of the video.
What was the title of the video?
Community election meeting.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but
I know Tag very well. That was on purpose.
Well, yeah.
That's on purpose. It's like, oh, I'll get you. Here we go. So, yeah.
It was, but I was just really, the comments like that just really boggle my mind sometimes. All right. Let's see, what else did I run across today that I was like, here's a question. And we should all be asking this. Everybody that you know that is a liberal needs to be asked this question. Why are they boarding up the big blue cities? If you look in Washington, D.C., Chicago, New York, they're boarding up all the windows.
This is literally a question. Like people.
No, you need to ask. You need to ask the liberals why. Because are they really that afraid that people like you and I are going to go out? Number one,
yes, they are.
I am too tired to riot over a freaking election like this. All right.
No, what they're afraid of is the people that they hired to come in and do it.
Well, they're
that they were like us. So yeah. Hey everybody, just kind of let you know one of the reasons why I ran into town real quick. I realized I have some buckets of flour that are empty and I had to go get those. Everybody be prepared. I'm not saying don't go to the store and just pile up. Just go do an audit, make sure and see how much ground flour that you need, and get those in. Wheat is going to be higher in December.
Well, it's
a good thing, but
well, there's stuff. We get a lot of our wheat from Brazil, believe it or not.
This was the Chicago report.
Well, yeah,
Chicago wheat. And so not sure what Kansas is. I didn't look it up, and I was trying to get to where I needed to be today to get everything done for our report. So the ag report is behind.
I'm not sure if they're afraid of a civil war. They are afraid that if Trump wins, that the peaceful libs are going to get upset and have fiery but mostly peaceful riots. Leonard says no, they think that they'll lose and their supporters have already promised violence. Yeah. I saw the best picture, and I didn't want to take an AR part to reproduce this idea. It was a picture of a firing pin, the bolt block, not the bolt block, but the little block that holds the firing pin in, and the pin that holds it. And it said, why do people that have no idea what these are want to start a fight with people that do know what these are? And I was like, that is awesome.
That is like, so if they don't know what they are, we can all just go take the firing pin out. How about that? And then good luck.
No, I say it all the time, Rabbit. I'm too old and too fat.
Yeah.
I'm too old and too fat to go do stupid stuff like that. I wish there's a part of me that wishes this stuff was going down when I was 20 years younger. Seriously. Would have changed my life. They put a 10-foot high fence around the VP resident in DC. Thought fences don't work. You know what? They don't work until they work for the Marxists.
So Newsmax is actually reporting that Trump sees surges in key states as polls close. Guys, don't get comfy. Remember what happened 4 years ago.
Yeah. We
have to sleep, and that's when the shenanigans go on. So we'll see what happens. But GOP has done a good job, like Garen said, getting ahead of things, but it's kind of crazy.
So here is another story that I ran across. Oh, hang on, let's see what. So if Trump wins the election, still rigged? Yes, of course they're gonna contest it. They're gonna say not my president, just like they did in 2016.
This is why it was so important to make sure that you looked at Senate. And so in order to get Trump in and make it work, we really needed to get all Republican Senate.
Well, and they might lose the House. I'm not going to say we because I'm not a Republican anymore.
Well, just however everybody voted, but it's pretty damn important. So doesn't mean they're going to always vote the way that we want them to. But if Republicans had the majority and Trump was in office,
yeah, Leonard said nobody fired a shot with all the COVID BS. Chances are the right won't do squat again, even if there's blatant provable cheating.
I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know. Here's another story. I ran across this one and I found this one very interesting. The headline reads, hang on, let me get some. Biden-Harris diet panel to elevate plant proteins over meat and snub to farm voters. Okay, so here's the takeaway.
They're so stupid. Who grows the wheatgrass? Where do they think they get that from?
Here is the takeaway. The recommendations from the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee, which are reevaluated every 5 years, are slated to arrive by the end of the year after the 2024 election. In the meantime, though, the plan to downgrade animal-based proteins could hurt Harris's chances for winning swing state voters. So they're literally going to tell us that instead of eating meat proteins, we should be eating plant proteins.
Well, that's better than eating maggots. So, last year it was maggots. We have to be on maggot milk. Remember? Yeah. Speaking of which, your raw milk is now in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Take it easy, though. I got stuff to make.
So, okay. In Memphis, the shooting starts when the fires are cold and the Burger King drive-in or the ABT cards aren't working. Okay. So Rabid makes this comment. I vote as a constitutionalist. Okay. So I posted the community post today. What if the Democrats and the Republicans are all part of the same party? Mm-hmm. So here's something to think about. This is probably going to upset some people. The GOP should have ran ads this last couple of weeks saying vote for Trump because his Democrats are better than theirs. All these people, we've got Elon Musk, we've got Tulsi Gabbard, we've got Robert F. Kennedy. We got a whole slew of people that were diehard Democrats, liberals, with a lowercase L or a capital L. I'm sorry. None of these people have disavowed their original ideas. What they've all said is that the Democrat Party and the leftists in the country have gone too far. So what's going to happen? Spags and I had a conversation about this yesterday. So what's going to happen is the GOP, they've got all these people. They've essentially hired all these Democrats to be GOP people now. What that's going to do is it's going to drive the GOP to the center. All right. It's going to make the GOP much more liberal. If you look at it, the GOP already supports migration. It already supports corporate welfare. It already supports everything that the Dems do. Their argument for 99% of the stuff is we just won't do it as fast. All right. So Rabbit says he votes as a constitutionalist. If the Constitution Party, I would say yes, I would do that. If we could come up with a viable party. Problem is the third parties are full of people. The Libertarian Party has people that can't tell you where major hotspots in the country are.
The independents.
They're supporting stuff that's extremely liberal, not libertarian, but extremely Marxist. You got the Constitutional Party that can't come up with a candidate that can be on the same footing. If we as the people could come up with a Constitutional Party that was viable, I would vote for them in a heartbeat. You know?
Yeah, that's interesting, Rabbit. Yeah, he can't make a decision right now. So
Oh, he's not gonna.
if Trump wins, well, but hang on, because
Okay.
you and I both know, we've seen it. We've seen it before. We saw it when he first came into office, and she's going to do the same thing because that's what she was taught. That's what the leader is saying has to be done. Yeah, if Trump wins tomorrow, the end of the week, next week, and that's what happens, you can guarantee he's going to be dead. She takes over, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff getting ready to go in. It's going to be a hot mess. And conspiracy theory, just saying.
So Gregory asked the question. That's what the answers were. Does Harris preside over the Senate during the electoral confirmation? Yeah, it depends on the situation. And that goes into something else that I was thinking about. Don't think even if Trump has a landslide, do not think that it's over.
Yeah, no, it's going to be
There's
a lot.
all kinds of stuff that's going to happen between now and January. In fact,
how many times there's already been 3-4 attempts on his life to take him out, and it'll be January before he gets confirmed. So
well, and
he'll have to go in.
I've got some questions about JD Vance. I liked his interview with Rogan. I liked the debate. He says all the right things. He's got some connections with people.
They're wonky.
That he could be a deep state plant like Pence was. I don't know. He doesn't seem as deep statey as Pence because he hasn't been in the Congress long enough.
Well, and I also think because of his lifestyle, the way he grew up and that kind of thing, but it's almost too good to be true. I'm not sure. So
yeah, I agree with you here. Rabbit. Harris will be the president before Trump is inaugurated. You know, they will find a way to do it. You know, but as far as Vance goes, at first flush, I think he'd be a pretty good guy to do it. You know, I think
I'm just downright tired of feeling broke every time I leave a store. And so I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy for people to feel like they can actually spend money and be able to pay their mortgage, right?
Yep.
I'd be happy for people to feel like they can go up to the gas tank and not have to pray if somebody can help them out, because the only way they're going to get, a gallon in their tank is if somebody hands them some money.
Yeah.
This is wrong. It's not right.
So Leonard points out that they've approved $1 trillion of spending, and they haven't printed the money yet. Inflation is going to happen, and they will. If Trump wins and they can't overturn that win, like they tried to do in 2000, they're going to do everything they can to sabotage him, and by sabotaging him, they're going to hurt people like you and us.
Yep.
Seriously, this is why we have these discussions. This is why we talk politics on a homesteading channel. It's why we try to get people to be self-reliant and do things to make sure that they're insulated against this stuff. But it's just a reality.
No, Chamber, you're asking for Harris to actually put some effort into what she's doing. She'll never come up your driveway. It'll never happen. You're not important. The American citizens are not important to her. She didn't care. She has an agenda. She's got something to prove, and that's what she's going to do.
Okay, let's see. I got two more things.
Is that an update?
No. Oh, that's the next one was the child porn. Slade Somer was the guy's name, and he got charged with 4 counts of the bad stuff. Oh, this one. Oh, I ran across this one. So, Lucy, if you're still in here, this
one's for you, Lucy. Apparently,
Lucy, if you're still in here, this one's for you. So, in Canada, they just passed a law last year called the Medical Assistance in Dying, the MAID program.
Oh, I know what that is.
And it's assisted suicide. Is what it is. There was a big controversy at the beginning of the year because they're unaliving hotline that for vets was recommending
Was that at the beginning? I thought that was last year.
No, it may have been at the end of last year. But anyway, they were recommending this to people that were saying that they were depressed and try to
the VA hotline even.
Yeah,
you had veterans, the Canadian VA.
The Canadian VA.
Yeah, and so you had veterans calling in, and there was actually a recording. The guy was like really trying to get help, and he recorded the entire conversation, thank goodness. And so when you heard the conversation, they were literally telling him how to point the gun at his head and pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So here's the story. Here's the headline. Trudeau regime euthanizes COVID-vaxxed injured man with mental illness under the MAID program. So they forced this guy to get the pokey poke, and it did him wrong. It made him sicker. And then when he was looking for assistance and help, they recommended to this guy that he unalive himself. And then they helped him do it. Mm-hmm. Number one, that it's pure evil. That is just pure evil. And the people that came up with that, yeah, there's something wrong with them. Number two, that is coming to America. They are going to try to do that.
It does make everybody happy. That's funny. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
Susie drew a new mascot. It's a rhino, donkey, elephant combination. Makes everyone happy.
Well, this year, I'm sure at some point he's going to vote for Trudeau.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's more like basketball than they're talking about Harris's certain set of skills.
Lucy said they're a little bit behind us. They're getting ready for a vote, and I don't know, can't remember the details on that, and because I kind of turned that a little bit,
right?
But so anyway, it's one of those wild things, but yeah, I don't know.
So these are the things. Been at this for a little over an hour. We need to start wrapping it up. I got some stuff I'd like to get done.
I got meat I gotta get put away.
Here's my thoughts on everything that's going on. Tomorrow morning, you're gonna wake up. And the responsibility, no matter what happens, the responsibility to fix things is going to fall on the shoulders of we the people, just like it did when you woke up this morning. Doesn't matter who wins the presidency. The only thing tonight is going to do is it's going to decide how much time and space we have. And those are important. Those are important things, which is why we always say, go vote. Well, you always vote down ticket. You don't just vote for the top ticket. You vote down ticket.
No, I don't think that'll ever happen.
But it's our responsibility. And I stand by the idea that we can't vote our way out of this, and change has to come from the bottom up, not the top down. No matter what happens tonight.
Lynn, yes, she is. Yeah. She's referring to Fidel.
Oh, okay.
You missed it. There's a whole conversation in there.
Okay.
But Zeg, look what Zeg said. So
I saw a video with Adam Schiff. He boasted that they'll use the 14th Amendment to disqualify Tom. Oh, I wouldn't put him past it.
I just don't know they'll succeed with that. So
it doesn't.
They've been trying for.
They have the reins of power, and if they figure that we the people will not do anything about it, then they will do it.
I think they'll be sadly wrong.
This is why I'm saying, when we wake up tomorrow, nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. It's still our responsibility. This is why we tell people to build communities. This is why we started the Northeast Kansas Open Government channel. This is why we do what we do. You guys, listen. Seriously,
I feel so filthy. Right. You can't see me.
It's so easy to get despondent about these things, and we can't let that happen. This is and trust me, and one of the reasons why I'm able to say this without and say this and go into this election cycle without completely losing my mind like I would have is what's happened over the last 3 or 4 years for us. this is nothing. When we wake up tomorrow, we're going to have the same problems as we tomorrow morning as we have today, and we've still got the same solutions. So if you need help starting community, if you have any questions, contact us, ask the people, go out and hit hacks for the homestead and be in tags page and homesteady. Hit all these people. We're here to share our experiences with you, and we want you guys to succeed, and we will do everything we can to make you guys succeed.
Yeah, which I need to come up with an off-grid canning class pretty quickly. I gotta find an open weekend. Get that done.
Thank you, Mr. Zeg. You know, it's just we're coming to the end of the empire, and what comes out of it is completely dependent on us, plain and simple.
Yeah.
Quite sure the sun will come up tomorrow, and I certainly hope it does. And we go about the work to get done.
I'm not breaking out in the song.
No, he
no, I get it. No, you're not a woman. Every girl out there knows exactly what I'm thinking about. Still not happening.
Gotta run. Thank you, Grumpy and Yoda.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Randy.
you. Yeah.
We're doing nothing. We're doing nothing but sharing our experience with you guys. We're nothing special. It boggles my mind that you guys find us interesting. Seriously. We're no different than anybody else. Angela puts her pants on one arm at a time, just like everybody else.
One leg at a time?
No, one arm.
Turd.
Most days my power was out. It rained. Yeah,
the rain. You got more coming, Lucy, so just wait for that. Because it seems that line is just going straight up to you. So yeah, there's more.
Do you guys have any topics you want to talk about before we get off here? I realize we're cutting it shorter than we usually do. It's just I got some things I want to do before I go to bed, and quite frankly, some of you probably want to go watch the election results. As useful as a football bat, absolutely. So what are you doing?
I stupidly, Shelly from Two Old Crows posted something. And I'm like, oh, that looks important because she's like, this may or may not have happened because we're all watching election. And when you watch again, when you drive your coworkers to lunch,
Hopefully that the screaming music was unintelligible to the algorithm.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. But yeah.
No, go take care of yourself, get some sleep, get some of that natural medicine in you. You'll feel better. Okay, guys. You anything to say to them?
Yes. Tomorrow be at least, and I am going to say it because I'm changing it. I'm stepping it up. It's going to take some resilience, and it's going to take some self-control, and it's going to take a lot of patience. Tomorrow be at least 10% better than what you were today. Oh yeah, no, we're going there. Don't change it.
I would just say be better.
I'm not. Nope. Not complying.
Hey, Joe, thank you.
And then what do you have to say?
Again, thank you for being here with us, guys. It's an important night, and go watch it. Don't get too terribly upset about anything that happens.
But freedom,
liberty, not freedom.
Freedom is the same. Yes.
No, it's not.
No, you don't think so?
No, I've said it before.
All right. Well,
freedom is man's ability to do as he pleases. Liberty is man's ability to do as he pleases, tempered by morals and ethics.
So I'm ready to go down. We won't go down that road, but yeah, I'm going to say freedom. So freedom is where I'm at, and liberty too. So there will be some rules, but bringing your HOA into the country is kind of stupid. So I'm going to say freedom, and I'll fight that every day. But let's common sense. Don't you guys stay out of the cities. Don't go finding trouble, and don't go fighting with people and, doing all that. Let's just take it. It's going to take some time. So I think whichever side, they're going to challenge things. They're going to want to recount, which is why paper ballots are so important, I think. But my opinion. So.
Okay, guys. In all seriousness, go out tomorrow and live a lifetime free. And we will see you guys later, all right?
See you on the other side.